I've seen many things as a YBA YouTuber. From Cheeto dust covered balls of grease expecting some grand applause for having a duplicated skin or having 15 subscribers from a single unedited video of them just playing 1v1s terribly, to self-absorbed sacks of slime that beg in the YBA chat for an update like Uzu could ever possibly see it. I've seen 2 years of YBA history unfold in front of my eyes, from the day corpse parts were added to the modern age of skins and trading. But never, in my life, have I ever expected Uzuki to actually give an update on development.
Update, it's coming, update.
Zone 3! Lucky's for you! All I ever wanted to get was stone free here. Never thought it'd take a year. I swear. All I ever wanted to do was nerf time stop. I just wanted the update to drop. I swear. Gearless, skinless, trading. You tell me, what should I use? Easy death threats in case I lose. If a balance change nerfs my main, I will never play again. If they nerf SP, nerf to WoW, nerf CR. If I lose it all inside Metal Ball, live to die to SP mains. I don't want any skins, I'm just here for Stone Update, it's coming, update. I know, I said I hate anime intros, but this is different. Mine is original and funny, and isn't really trying to be like this badass cool character with the sick anime shots. I just think the song's neat, and the editing is the best I've ever completed. But anyways, if you want to watch it again or put it in a playlist or whatever the fuck, you can click the eye in the top right hand corner right now. I might use it more often. Tell me what you think in the comments below. All that aside, I'll just tell you guys straight up, I was in the middle of writing a script about how I was wrong about my January and February predictions for Stone Free, and how Uzu was being a lazy sack of rotten potatoes, especially for not having the decency to tell us what's been going on. After all, before the day I'm writing this, March 10th, the day our God sent a message down from the heavens, we've been left in nothing but radio silence. I mean, I'll just directly quote my earlier script and save me the effort, quote, "Since Uzu leaked Stone Free back in October, the people have been left unread and the backlash is insane. You can't go 5 minutes without seeing something about update when or Stone Free in general chat." You know, as if Uzuki actually read general chat in the first place. It's the main reason why my video on it blew up. People are fucking desperate to get in on what little news we have because there's such a high demand for it and such little supply. If Uzu actually stepped up and told us something for once, I'm sure his reputation and his game would be preserved forevermore, but no, he's probably busy studying the Fifth Amendment, the right to remain silent. From October, we got the document confirming Stone Free was delayed, and we got news from Salo on how Stone Free is just around the corner. Only that Uzu has to rewrite everything considering how quote-unquote terribly glitchy and terribly written Clam's scripts were. Maybe you shouldn't have given him a 5-day deadline for something you couldn't do in 8 months, but hey, who am I, a developer? But that brings us to the current day, when about a month ago I stated that Stone Free was coming this month, given the news and the circumstances. As you can see, if you'd be so inclined as to check your calendar date on the bottom right hand corner, maybe check it a second time for it to fully marinate in your noggin. No, yeah, it's fucking March. As you all probably learned in preschool, March is, in fact, not February. And as you all have probably observed by now, Stone Free is still not out. So yes, your Lord and Savior Handsy Boy was wrong for once, and I severely apologize for the miscalculation on my part. Considering Uzu gave Clam a 5-day deadline to write Stone Free from scratch, and considering Uzu has been working on it since January, you'd think it wouldn't take him upwards of 2 months to just rewrite what's already been laid out for him, and yet here we are. And I get he's in school, I get how school basically eats up your free time, especially around now during March with 0 national holidays, but give me a break here. Surely, if you were so caught up with other issues, you'd be able to inform your fan base of nearly 500,000, nearly the population of Wyoming, that yes, Stone Free is going to be coming a little later than anticipated. I honestly don't know why he refuses to do such a simple thing to get his reputation back up, because as it stands, it's in shambles. Shambles is an understatement. I mean, it's starting to get to EDP levels at this point. You know, EDP is synonymous with pedo, like when you hear his name, you just immediately think of that, and not of anything he did before it. Well, it's starting to get to that point with Uzo as well. His name is literally starting to become synonymous with being lazy just because of the assumptions the community makes, and what he doesn't seem to get is that the people make these assumptions because they have nothing else to go off of. End quote. Well, all that time and effort wasted on poorly written EDP jokes just went down the drain because all of that is completely wrong now. I'm gonna be real with you. I never in my life expected Uzo to actually drop an announcement like this. It was less expected than the update actually coming out itself. It's equivalent in probability and significance to such grand events as the Rapture, the heat death of the universe. I mean, I expected this less than I expected you to finally get some bitches. But somehow, by some means of fate or destiny, as soon as I started writing about it, Uzo just got his Cody senses tingling and wrote up the exact announcement I've been wishing for so long. I'm astonished, really. I mean, I poke a lot of fun at him, a lot of rudely humored jokes, and a lot of bad ones too. But to be serious for a minute, I just appreciate him finally taking the time to tell the community what's been going on, because all we've been able to do so far is second guess it, and that just leads to a whole slew of problems, as we all know. Like I said earlier, his reputation's been rolling down in the deep with a blobfish, because everybody automatically assumes it's his fault for the update not coming out in due time. It's a really easy assumption to make, considering how Uzo is the main developer in the forefront of the dev team's public image, and it causes swaths of protest throughout the community. People are fucking livid, all because a LEGO game hasn't gotten a reskin of Hierophant Green. However, Uzo finally decided to change all that, and I have nothing but gratitude and respect for his decision. So, without continuing any further with my horrible writing, why don't I read it out for y'all in case you're not in the Discord. Hey everybody, I wanted to give an update on what's currently going on in development. Okay, wait, maybe the southern accent isn't very accurate. Hello everybody, I wanted to give an update on what's currently going on in development. For those who aren't caught up yet, Stone Free will be the new stand in the next upcoming update, and that the update was heavily delayed by an ex-developer. He coded most of Stone Free, but unfortunately he took extremely long on it, just for it to turn out to be overwhelmingly buggy and messy coding. I tried to hire 3 scripters to fix his code, but they all lost motivation right after witnessing the code, just like I did. That was why the update was delayed even further, and because of that, I decided to code Stone Free myself from scratch, despite being busy with things such as school, so I want you all to be patient with me. I also understand that the community expects many things from me and have been let down from the huge delay. I really appreciate it that you all expect so much, but right now my main motivation for YBA isn't money. It's that I want to update the game for my own fun, since I'm just a teenager that wants to live his life, do good in school, and do things outside of YBA as well. I hope you all understand me as much as I understand you all. Stupid accent aside, I don't even know what I was doing. I think I switched from British to Australian to Southern by accident, midway recording. But anyways, I saw this announcement and made this video in part to spread the word to you guys of the news and to show my support for Uzo in these times. I'll just give my opinion here straight up, and I know this is more of a radical twist than when Reiner and Bear Tototo, whoever the fuck, were revealed as Titan Shifters. I'm 100% with Uzo here. Now he's no god on earth, no Keanu Reeves, no Light Yagami, rather far from it really. From what Clam told me, I'm still of the opinion that Uzo was partly to blame for the buggy script because of the 1800s coal mine working conditions he put on Clam. That isn't to say Clam wasn't also partly to blame, but what use does it serve to point fingers at this point? My point is, Uzo's making an important step in the way he handles his community and his game with this announcement, and if I see any of you trash-talking him for it, I will personally go into my subscriber list, unsubscribe you, turn off all notifications, send a Molotov cocktail to your address, and ban you from my live chat. I know what some of you are thinking. On the surface level, this announcement blows hot ass. Through the lens of your average Joe, all that was announced is that Stone Free is delayed. That alone is a terrible announcement, and I'd have to agree with you guys on that. But there's more to it than that, and I'll explain how right now. Before this, basically all we could do was guess. The document didn't reveal too much in the way of what was going on in the current moment, just pointing fingers at Clam without any real resolution for the problem at hand. Stone Free has been delayed for way too long at this point. And while we know it's been delayed because of Clam's sudden leave, we haven't gotten much else from that. I mean, it's been 3 months since then, and we've gotten just about jack shit from the dev team about when it's coming. But here it is. Our cries have been answered, and I find the reason stated to be quite acceptable. Uzu says that Stone Free is delayed because he's having to code it from scratch, because Clam scripts weren't rewritable. And I find that very believable. Honestly, I feel sorta bad for Uzu. It's been a rough 8 odd months since the last newsstand, and I feel now like he's just the subject of shitty circumstances. Think about it for a minute, before we just point all of the blame on Uzu. Before this, Clam had only scripted small changes like Star Platinum the World's Beatdown and Killer Queen Bites the Dust. This is the first time Clam was tasked with coding a completely new stand, and while I think he tried his best, his lack of experience in the subject matter was likely what faltered and led us here. Uzu, of course, might be to blame considering the complaints from devs about working conditions have been pretty strong, but the fact of the matter is that it doesn't really matter who's to blame. The fact of the matter is that Uzu's done the absolute best he could. Maybe that's a bit of an overstatement, but still. He's proved to us before that he has some level of dedication within him, with the back-to-back releases of Anubis and RHCP. It's only after that, around when Clam was hired, when updates started getting fewer and farther between. And it was only after Clam was tasked with Stone Free that it took so long for Stone Free to release in the first place. I'm sure you guys are starting to see a pattern here. This isn't to say that Clam is to blame, not at all. It's only to say that a lot of it is out of Uzu's control. The very fact that Uzu is taking the time to rewrite Stone Free from the ground up rather than releasing a buggy mess just goes to show how dedicated he is to his work. And I have all the respect in the world for that. Considering our estimates that he's about 15 to 17 years old, he very well could be studying for the SAT simultaneously, as that's just about a few weeks away. I'm sure you guys can understand how one of the single most important tests you can possibly take in your life takes priority over updating a Lego game. And again, I know you all are disappointed. I am too. Well, I'd be lying because I don't really have any expectations myself. But what I'm getting at here is just be patient with Uzu right now. I'm sure he's got his own set of issues right now that, frankly, I can relate to pretty well. You might have noticed a general dip in my uploads in the past month, and it's mainly because of school. I used to have an upload schedule, believe it or not, but nowadays, in the midst of March Madness mutilation, I can't really keep up with editing and school at the same time. I'm sure Uzu is likely in the same situation right now. So I just want you guys to understand his viewpoint and realize regardless that there's nothing you can do to speed up Stone Free's release. Frankly, all you can do is harm it. Uzu's making a good update right now, not one centered on the cesspool of tearless begging beans for brains. By pestering Uzu or publicly going against the announcement, all you're doing is harming the update, or what could come out of it in the future. It could come out half-baked, with Uzu worrying too much about the community's complaints and less about the quality of his work. It could come out even later, with Uzu losing motivation to develop because of the way his fans treat him for an honest mistake. But probably the worst case scenario is it drives Uzu to never sneak peek or announce development updates ever again. By complaining about how Stone Free is delayed over something that's out of his control, you're only showing him why he shouldn't show us sneak peeks in the first place. You're only proving him right for doing so, and as a result, he probably won't show us sneak peeks for stands in the future, because he knows if it gets unexpectedly delayed, the community is gonna act like 5-year-olds shitting their pants about it. I mean, theoretically, the backlash could have been completely avoided if he just didn't show us what was being worked on in the first place. Seeing it raises our expectations for him, when really he could just keep them low and release more skins. Not only that, but complaining about development updates, whether positive or negative, just makes Uzu not want to share them anymore. And then what? Should we just have to sit in radio silence forevermore until the game just dies? Of fucking course not! My only critique of Uzu at the moment, not including how he managed to delay Stone Free this far behind because I have basically zero knowledge on who's to blame, my only feedback for him is to keep sending out sneaks and to keep us updated on development. Of course, this task would probably be better handled by Paragon, considering that I thought that was his job, but he's a head admin now, so who fucking knows at this point. It takes a little while to do, but the time it takes is minuscule compared to the effect it'd have on the community and versely you. What motivates me is, well, mostly money, but partly also seeing my fans support on my content and their kind words for me. And I imagine most content creators and developers could say the same. Sending out more info about how everything's going in the dev world de-alienates your community from you and your game. I mean, at the current moment, anybody with half a brain couldn't even think of getting in contact with you. You seem so far off from all of us, it feels like you're an otherworldly being that only takes a spaceship down every few weeks to give announcements and updates that sound more robotic than Mark Zuckerberg. But taking a few simple steps to just communicate more with the community, share sneak peeks and updates with not only the few privileged enough to spend straight weeks talking on a Discord server, but the general community as well. I think the development update was a great step in the right direction for once me and tons of other people in the community who agree the communication is terrible feel like we're finally being heard. So, for those watching, please show all your support to Uzu any way you find possible. Say it in the Discord server, reach out to him if remotely possible, leave a comment if you're so inclined. And to you, Uzu, keep it coming, keep it going, and remember, we love you. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Speaking of updates, I do want to give a brief update on my channel and my content. YBA is a little dry right now, so I've been trying other content, and to be frank, it's seen some terrible performance. I mean, this month has been the worst month for performance I've had in my YouTube career since my very first voice line video. And I don't mean to cry and beg you guys for pity, but really, it'd mean the world to me if you guys could check out some of my other stuff besides Manhunt and drama videos. I'll leave one linked in the iCard in the top right. Again, not trying to beg in the streets cap in hand, but that's just my point of view right now. And of course, all support on this video means a ton. If you guys want to see more, just leave a like, press the red didgeridoo beside my channel PFP, and turn on notifications. Though remember to check if you think you're subscribed, because I've been told about a glitch that randomly unsubscribes you going around. Don't know if it's true or not, but who knows. Join the Discord server link below for exclusive events, polls, and announcements, and join the channel for only $3 a month if you want to see my videos early, as soon as I'm done editing them. Thank you to everybody once again for keeping up the support during these trying times, and see you all next time. Peace.